So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to part two of my top 25 albums of the year. So, we're going to talk about number 20 to number 16. So, this is again a great year for music. So, coming in at number 20, it's a band that I've had a love and hate relationship with this band for a long time, and it's the Smashing Pumpkins with Ago Mori May, which is an album that they just like said that they were going to release like 2 weeks in advance. And I remember first I thought that I would do an Is It That Bad episode for this because I wasn't a fan of Autumn. And like I said, I had a love-hate relationship with Smashing Pumpkins, but actually I love this record. I think it was a record that, Billy Corgan wasn't thinking so much of like a grand thing. He just put it out and let the music do the talking. Great tracks like Eden, Pentagram, some great guitars, and finally, Jimmy Chamberlain could shine on the drums. No more drum machines. You got one of the best drummers in rock. Use him. So the only thing with this record, I think it's really good, but maybe it's some of the catchiness of their old Smashing Pumpkins sound is not there. But nonetheless, I really enjoyed this record. And I think it's the best album that they have released since they did Oceania, which I think is a very underrated record. So that's why I have Smashing Pumpkins at my number 20. So coming in at number 19, it's a band that it's from the San Francisco area. They're called Mountaineer, and they have a great sound. It's like a post. There's like a some shoegaze elements and dub elements to their music, and the album that they put out this year is this one. It's called Dawn and All That Follows. It's a great record. It has a great song like Cradle Song and Parallels that closes the album. Some great singing on this record, and I really like the pacing of this record. I actually got to interview the band and talk a lot about this record, and they had a new drummer for this record. And the album is all about, like that state where you're sleeping or you don't know if you're sleeping or you're awake, so that you can see that in the album cover. Yeah, like when you're doing that, your body goes out of, your soul goes out, and it's like I forgot the name right now, but but it's really great. I think this is their best album to date, and I really enjoyed it. It's just some great tracks to it, and Miguel Mesa, the singer, sounds great. He's inspired by bands like The Cure, and it shows in the way that he does his singing on this one. So, coming in at number 18 is a band that put out their first album in 2014, and I really enjoyed them. They're called Islander, and they were a mixture of POD meets Deftones at the time. But I had some records from them that I liked, and then I had some records of them that I didn't enjoy. But for me, with this record that is called Grammy nominated, as you can see here, it's a full return to form. My favorite song of this record is like Show Me Where It Hurts. That's a great track, but it also has Wishes and like What a Time to Be Alive. That has that catchiness. It's a more aggressive record. And I think, and this album, they produced it themselves. So hats off to Islander for not giving up on their dream. And I think this is a great album that unfortunately was not Grammy nominated. But you know what? The Grammys sometimes drop the ball and suck because this is a great alternative rock album that I truly enjoy. And I didn't think that I was going to enjoy that much. So it was one of the surprises of the year for me. That's why I have it at number 18. So coming in at number 17 is a band from Canada. They're called Ancients. And this is a concept record that they put out. This is a band that I have listened to, but I never paid that much attention. But shame on me because Reach Beyond the Reach of the Song is a great concept record. This band, there's progressive, there's like doomier elements to it. There's some great singing on it as well. Songs like Melt the Crown Cloak of the Bastard of the Black, Is It Your God? You know, it's just great. And it's an album that deals a lot with some an illness that the singer's wife had. So I think it's a great album, and it's a band that I'm going to pay more attention to now because this is a great record. So beyond the reach of the song, great album. I wish I could have interviewed the band and talked about this record, but oh well, maybe for the next record. So the last album on this list for now, number 16, is the band Feed for an Autopsy. And Feed for an Autopsy is a band that, you know, they have a lot of like different styles. They have like deathcore, but they really have gotten better with time. They added some progressive elements to it. So this album, I think they do a mixture of everything that they do, and it's called The Nothing That Is. I had the pleasure to interview their drummer, Josian Horta, who is from Puerto Rico like me, and we talked about how he joined the band. We also talked about this record, and this is a record that really is very hard-hitting at all times. I thought the singles were great, but I think that the best thing that I enjoyed about this album, besides the drumming, I think is Joe Bad's vocals. I think vocally, he's one of those type of vocalists that keeps on improving, and they have a grooviness to them that a lot of bands in deathcore don't have. So to me, they're a band that stands out because I'm not really a huge fan of deathcore, but I think Fit for an Autopsy really does some great stuff on this record. For example, on the lead single "Hostage," there's some parts in the song that it sounds like almost like it could be emo, but it's not emo. But then you have tracks like Red Horizon, Lurch, and Lower Purpose, which just hits so hard that there's no way that you cannot see that Fit for an Autopsy came and delivered on this record. So coming up next, I'm gonna do my songs 15 to 11, and there's some great bands on it. So that will be my next video. So until next time, Couchers, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a Couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.